guys, welcome back to Angel Angela. And on this topic, I wanted to talk to you guys about when the narcissist finally knows that you know. When the narcissist finally knows that you know who they are, that you know that every single step was premeditated. When you realize that the narcissist was trying to force you to be someone that you're not. When the narcissist was purposely studying you, getting information, taking you back to your past, taking you to things, taking you back into your past to remember things that weren't so good, right? They make you remember things that you had no idea how to react to those things in the moment. You didn't have no idea that you were surrounded by narcissists. You didn't know how to react to these people at the time. You didn't know that these people were being fake to you. You didn't know that these people did not love you. You did not know that these people were intentionally harming you, doing things, sneaky things. Some of these people should have known better, right? Some of these people knew exactly what they were doing. Some of these people knew that you were just a child. Some people didn't even give you the opportunity to show that you're part of humanity, that you're a part of humanity and you're able to evolve. They want you to stay down. They want to be able to evolve without you. The more the narcissist tries to evolve without you, the more they fail. And when you realize that about the narcissist that you're dealing with, your frequency changes because you've changed the radio station, you've tuned out of their channel, and you've realized that you're not supposed to be in that channel, that there's nothing to learn from this program that you're in. This program the narcissist has put you in, there's nothing to gain from it. You start to realize that the frequency is really low and you choose to change the channel. Sometimes you even allow the narcissist to discard you so that you can change the channel because you realize that this person has a very, very low frequency. They came to you trying to cling on to your high frequency. They broke you down. They changed your frequency. They lowered your frequency. And once they lowered it for themselves so that they can monkey branch to the next person, the narcissist has such a low frequency and that they can't take no energy from anyone unless you give it to them. They force their way into people's lives so that you can give them energy. They slowly take that energy away from you from the beginning, from the moment they meet you, the moment they're staring at your eyes. And once someone starts making you feel like they're your soulmate, run, because honestly, they're getting into your mind. They're tapping into your frequency because you're not aware of your own frequency. The narcissist gets around their family, their friends. They're telling them, your wife, you're the mother of your child. You should just leave her. You should just leave her alone. You should just cheat on her. You live with her, but you don't need her. You can go get you someone else. You can monkey branch to someone else. That's the type of person the narcissist is. They're trying to take frequency, energy from other people, their own friends, their own family. They're trying to destroy those people's lives. And once those people start to realize that the narcissist is the equation to their problem, and they realize that if it wasn't for the narcissist, they wouldn't be going through so much drama and bad negative energy, and they choose to remove themselves and become family people or become, someone that at least thinks about their actions or gives others the choice. Without taking their frequency, you give them a choice. You give a choice of exchange of energy. Some people, might not be the perfect couple, but there's an exchange of energy going on where, it's like, we're making things work in order to survive. And that's frequency. That's energy. The narcissist, they're planning on taking from you. That's how low their frequency is. They're planning on taking from you. They're looking at you build with your family, with your friends. They're looking at you build by yourself. and they want to be a part of it, and they want to take over whatever it is that you're doing. They want to take over what you're doing. If you decide to open a company, business, anything, the narcissist is like right there next to you. Oh, include me. You know, I'm all good for it. You know, I'm there for you. You know, I'm about money. That's the first thing. That's the only thing I care about. You know, and behind your back in their mind, they're thinking of ways to take from you. They're thinking of ways how to benefit from the situation. They don't care about you. You know, and if they help you set something up, they almost start to believe, oh, because I help you set this up, it's mine. That's their attitude. It's mine. They don't care if everyone puts in on it. To them, it's theirs. They convince you to put in on it. They convince you to include them. That's how the narcissist looks at it. The narcissist, they're not loyal to anyone. They're not loyal to not one person. And it doesn't matter how much loyalty you feel like you have for this type of person, because their frequency is so low that they don't care whether they get positive or negative energy from you. They don't care. If they do something to you, they're playing the victim. They're getting energy from playing the victim. You know, if you had a reason to be upset and they argue with you and they know that they shouldn't even be arguing with you because you have a reason to be upset, they're telling other people, yeah, I know that she had a reason to be upset. Oh, yeah, I know he was mad at me, bro, but I said that to make him even more mad. I told him I don't know where his stuff is. I told her I don't know what happened. I gaslit them. I gaslit the hell out of them. You know, when the narcissist gaslights you and you're thinking, why is this person playing so dumb? Why are they acting like they're on some positive stuff and they were momentarily in this low frequency headspace, right? But behind your back, they're telling other people, man, I gaslit the hell out of him, gaslit the hell out of her. And in the end, they didn't even fight back. Man, they're so stupid. Man, they're so dumb. And they're laughing. They're laughing. And the joke is on them, because even though they're monkey branching and they're thinking they're gaslighting and they're getting over on people, that energy does not belong to them. So the moment that you wake up out of that frequency and you evolve from that frequency and you happen to go back into your memories and you realize that the narcissist was feeding off things that you put in your memory to forget, your body forgets things. You know, even though you know these things happen to you, your brain puts these things in a storage, and it does it to protect you, from those memories, so that you can move into your future. You can think, you can know those things happen to you, but you're in a space where you're forgiving. You're in a space where you know that those things already happened and they don't matter anymore, because you're in the present and you know those things were wrong. And a lot of times you never got to heal from those things or react. You know, you never got to heal, you never got to cry, you never got to do any of those things. So what the narcissist does is they prey on those things. They prey on the things that you forgot. They try to figure you out. They almost talk to you like they know what type of frequency you're on, because they see that you're an empath. So they're trying to tap into your frequency, and they're trying to figure you out. And a lot of times what you don't even realize in the beginning is that they tell you a lot of things about yourself that aren't true. They tell you a lot of things about the people around you that may or not be true, but even if they were true, it doesn't even matter to you. It's not something that's important to you, because you're not focused on those people and you've already accepted those people for who they are, just like the narcissist has accepted their narcissistic family as who they are. But what the narcissist tries to do is they try to prey on your vulnerabilities, on that frequency, on that low frequency that you're hiding away, that low frequency that you're not on. They try to tap into that so that they can manifest that into being who you are as a person, which is not who you are. And that's what you will see when it comes to a narcissist. Once you realize that your past does not determine who you are, just like what you went through with the narcissist does not determine who you are, because that's not the frequency you're on. You're not stuck on those frequencies. You're evolving. But the narcissist, they don't want you to evolve because they're incapable of evolving, because they've done so much wrong to other people that they know that they can't, even if they were to tap into that frequency, they know that it's only a matter of time before they lose that frequency, because you're going to wake up. Once you wake up, they get their karma. This is why you see narcissists go through their karma years later. Because now you're waking up to your family, the things they did, the people around you. When you finally wake up, you're going to be upset. But what you will also start to notice is that those people will all get their karma one by one. And a lot of times you'll think to yourself, well, these people, they got to live a good life. They got to get away with a lot of things for years. But it doesn't mean that it's not catching up to them now. From my experience, the moment that I decided to change my frequency and I understood what was happening, I understood that the narcissist has a specific narcissistic channel that they're on. The moment that I took my whole identity, my consciousness, my energy, my frequency, and I understood what was going on, and I tapped out and I realized I had my own frequency, that the narcissists and the people around me are literally dying to tap into, because even when you're not around these people, they still try to tap into your frequency through other people. That, let alone, is what's going to drive you insane. Someone trying to tap into your energy when you're trying to literally get away from these type of people. They're keeping track on you. They're watching you. Family members are still trying to figure out what's going on in your life. They never wanted to help you, but then they don't want, they're praying that you don't become successful. They're praying that you never get back better. And when you do get back better and you're back on top, they're still talking about you. They still have something to say. Trust me, these people, they never, their intentions were always bad. Their intentions always came from an ill place. Anytime they did something nice, it came from a place of them trying to look good. This is why when you go through real situations, they're not there for you. I have, cousins that are strippers, that have done drugs, have been in gangs, have shot at people, have carried weapons. And because these people were always on in this secret competition with me growing up, even if their kids, drifted off and did things that they weren't supposed to do, which I don't judge anyone. I don't judge no one. And that's the biggest problem, when you don't judge people, but then when you get abused, people are siding with your abuser. You get a miscarriage, and instead of people having empathy for you, they're looking at you like maybe you did something, maybe you were doing something, and they're constantly judging you. But you don't do that. You don't do the same for them. You don't sit there and you don't tell them about their nasty relationships with cousins that they're having. Or, that one uncle that married his wife when his wife was like 13 years old. You don't bring out their issues or them, their infidelities or their financial problems. You don't talk about those things. But for some reason, the moment that you tell these people just to not talk about you, just a simple do not talk about me, it's an issue, it's a problem. It's like you're attacking them, And a lot of times, because they don't have control over the people around them, their badass kids or the people around them, they try to have everyone have this bad perception of you so it could take the focus off of their family, their children, their failed marriages, all because you're not aware of your own frequency. You're not aware of it. That's why. So these could be the people closest to you, and they're doing this to you because you're not tapped into their frequency, even if you're family. If you look at pictures, pay attention who's standing next to who. you'll see that you were never tapped into their frequency. The moment, you guys, that I tapped into my consciousness, where I started to listen to my own thoughts without just speaking, just saying things, without allowing, the thoughts of others influence my belief system. When I came into this full consciousness and I realized that everything has a frequency, even myself, right? Just like, a whale, animals have frequencies, right? There's a whale that has that's named after a frequency. So when I realized that, and I started to catch on to things, even in my own family, my aunt's actually a teacher. She's a kindergarten teacher, and her daughter's in jail for doing drugs and, being a prostitute and stripping. And these things that her daughter is doing, they're all low frequency things. But because she's a low frequency person, she would rather attack me, even though I'm not doing half those things. She'd rather attack me because our frequencies aren't matching up. This is why it's very important for you guys to understand frequencies in others, and what kind of frequencies they're giving back to you, and what kind of things are they doing behind your back, because most of your friends and family members, whatever you tell them, they're telling other people. Another thing that I realized about me taking control over my own frequency is that I was able to actually feel when other people were off, when their frequency was off. No matter how successful they are, I knew that they were up to something. I knew that they were scheming. I could almost read their thoughts. When you're around people that are low frequency people, you can almost read their thoughts. The first thought that I thought of was my mom. My mom's an elderly person, and I thought to myself, these people, her sisters, have been controlling her whole life. And I started to realize how dark they were. I could feel their energy. I could hear their thoughts. It's kind of like walking in a room and someone is staring at your necklace, and you feel their frequency, and you could tell they're going to steal from you. They're up to something. That's what I got from them, from the lies they were telling on me. And I told my mother at the time, about her important documentation, and come to find out, her own sisters owned her house. And the moment that, I tried to get her property back and things like that, it was a problem. And I knew it was a problem because of their low frequency. And I knew it was never me. There was always this secret behind everything that we're doing. So me going through all of the narcissistic experiences that I went through, all of those low frequencies I had to get through to get to where I'm at now, I realized that my bigger purpose was to protect my mother from people that had been controlling her whole life, because they have good careers and she was just all alone by herself to raise her kids on her own. So everyone has this perfect family, and yet they're acting like they're helping her. And I'm thinking to myself, these people, they're not doing this just to help her. They want something. And what is it? What is it that they want? And once I knew what it was like I was reading their thoughts. This is why when someone's frequency is off and they're giving you bad energy, you have to pay attention to it. Especially when you're dealing with a narcissist, you'll start reading their thoughts, and that they're cheating on you or they're lying to you. You could almost hear their own thoughts. Once you realize that the narcissist frequency is off and they're out to get you, every time they talk, they're lying. And every time they say something, you can you could literally hear their frequency of what they're actually saying to you. Once you get to this level of consciousness, the narcissist knows that and they do not feel comfortable with you around. So if it's family or friends, if they know you're a whistleblower and you know what's going on, and they see that you're calling everything out, they don't want you around anymore, because they have an agenda and you don't know about it. The reason I knew that I was being sacrificed for my energy, for my frequency, is because when I wasn't aware that my frequency was being sucked out, when my energy was being taken away from my own family, things would happen to me. I suffered a miscarriage. Many things were happening to me, and I was just the talk I was the talk of the town. It wasn't anyone feeling empathy for me. I realized that they were getting off on that frequency. The moment that I silenced myself, the moment that I understood that they just needed something to talk about, they started to make up lies about me. And that's when I knew that frequency was real. That in order for them to have any type of energy, they needed to sacrifice me. That was all I was someone to sacrifice. And that's what these people try to do to you. This is why you have to be aware. Once you know this person's a narcissist, there's no excuse. The moment that I got out of that bad relationship and I gave no one any more, I gave none of these people any more energy, they started to lie on me. Not just the narcissist that I was in a relationship with. He's lying to his family. But my own family, they're lying. My other aunt, not the teacher, but my other aunt, she actually got cancer, and I always tell you guys that she made up a lie about me. And again, I'm not saying this to make fun of anyone that has any type of illness, but this goes to show that not everyone is a victim. Some people have diseases or illnesses and they're narcissists. It's almost like the more I came into consciousness, the more I came into my own frequency, the more people were turning on me, because we weren't on the same frequency anymore. So if I was someone that was easily manipulated, now that I'm not easily manipulated anymore, those same people are turning on me. And those are people that I helped. Those are people that, when they had cancer, I came and cleaned their house. So people with low frequencies, it doesn't matter what you do for these type of people. If they have a low frequency, they're going to almost come at you like, well, you shouldn't have done anything for me, or I could have had someone else do it, but they chose you. They chose you for a reason, to get your energy. A lot of times they choose you because they know that the people closest to them, even their own children, their frequency is so low that they're not even willing to help their own parents. So this is why they choose you. They choose you because of your frequency, and they're willing to steal it from you, especially if they're not related to you. And there's no remorse for what they've done to you. There's no remorse for stealing energy and frequency from you. There's no remorse for disturbing your frequency. This is why they say you reap what you sow. There's no way that this person can be able to understand that the negative frequency that they give out comes with a consequence. It comes with something. They don't understand that. No matter how many times they go through it, they don't understand it. So the universe has to keep teaching them that same lesson. And sometimes the universe used you in a way, but you also have to learn to let go. You also have to learn to let go of negative frequency, no matter how good it feels. They could feel like a drug. The narcissist could feel like a drug, but you also have to let go of that frequency and forgive. And you can keep saying you forgive the narcissist. A lot of us, even myself, was like, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive. But the universe knows when you truly do forgive. The frequency never lies. When you don't talk about these people, you don't want to talk about them, you don't want to live in the past, you don't want to watch any more videos, or, you watch the videos just to know that you're still sane. But you understand that you can't go back to that frequency. Once you know that, they'll start to experience what they put out. Because a lot of you guys are seeing it catch up to people. You just don't care because it doesn't change what that person did to you. So yeah, you can think about karma and things like that, but you know that that's not going to change that frequency that they brought you down to. It's not going to change anything. So when the narcissist knows that they know that your frequency is above them. They know that even if you are sad, lonely, they know that you're finally in control of your own frequency. That's what they know. And they know that because now things are happening in their life that reminds them of you. And this is why they hoover you back, and they feel like they'll only be able to get that comfort from you. Like you're the only one that's going to be able to understand. And a lot of times they come to you and they don't really even tell you what's really happening in their life, but you can tell they're going through something. You could tell that you're focused on getting answers on why they discarded you. You're trying to figure out why they discarded you. Why did they put you in such a low frequency? Why did they treat you like you were trash? You're trying to figure all these things out. And you can tell the narcissist, they're not interested in what they did to you. There's no empathy because of what they did to you. They're going through something. And you've seen them go through something time and time again. But because you keep taking them back, you keep lowering your frequency. And once you lower your frequency to their frequency, you're basically in a state of mind where you're believing everything the narcissist tells you. You're believing their stories. When someone attacks them, you're believing them. When, the narcissist tells you something, you don't feel like arguing with them. You know that if they say something and it doesn't really sound, their story doesn't really add up, and you say something to them, you know that they're going to try to shut you down into a lower frequency, because now they're going to put you in a frequency so low that you're going to feel uncomfortable talking, because you feel like if I say something, it's going to start an argument. How many times have you guys been around a couple or someone and you see the male or the woman super quiet and they're not saying anything? And you might think that person is mean, but that person's not really mean. They're just really hurting because they know they can't be themselves. They're like in the Get Out movie. And the frequency's so low, and the people around the narcissist know what's going on. And they're feeding off the narcissist, and the narcissist is feeding off of you, and their whole family is feeding off of you, basically. Because they're all in the same frequency. You have to pay attention to the narcissist and the frequencies that they surround themselves with, because they might tell you they don't like these people, but if they're surrounding themselves by that frequency, that energy is rubbing off on them as well. They are who their friends are, no matter what they tell you. They might tell you, I'm not like my friend. He's the loud one. She's the loud one. I'm quiet. You're just the quiet narcissist. That's all. You're the serious narcissist. But even with that, the narcissist frequency so low, you don't know who that person is, because they're always trying to work as chameleons in order to get energy from people. So once the narcissist knows that you know who they are, they're going to continue to gaslight you. There's no ending to the gaslighting. So you might think to yourself, I've been with this person for years, or I have proof. For years, the narcissist told me I didn't have proof. Now I have proof. Or now the narcissist frequency is so low that they expose themselves to me. The narcissist has exposed their new supply to me. Being a narcissist is not what makes the narcissist have a low frequency. I want you guys to understand that. Lying to you is what makes them have a low frequency. So when they expose themselves, they're doing it because they don't want to get their karma. So they figure telling you the truth will stop them from getting their karma. That's what they believe. That is the real reason the narcissist really exposes themselves. They want me to know who this person is. They want me to know what they look like. They want me to know that they have a type. They want me to know that the next person looks exactly like me. They want me to lower my frequency and say something so that I can lower my frequency because they've lowered theirs. By the narcissist exposing themselves, they're lowering their frequency more than it already is. Now they're going to be put in a position where they're going to go through something that's unforgivable. And when they do go through it, guess where they're going to be at? They're going to be knocking at your door, trying to get energy, trying to tap into your frequency, trying to send you an email, a text message. Once you know who the narcissist is and you know that they're on this low frequency, don't feel like you have some type of bond with them because they taught you about survival. They taught you all of the bad things to look out for in a person. That person you don't owe that person anything. They taught you what type of person you don't need to be around. But what people do with the trauma bond is that you go through many cycles that once you get closer to your own frequency and you start to realize, wow, I'm so close. I've tapped into my own frequency. I can actually understand my own thoughts, and I'm not just talking and saying things. I can actually tap into my consciousness and think before I talk. And you're giving thanks to the narcissist because there's this trauma bond there. You're giving thanks to them. You're trying to tap into your frequency and be your greatest self. And then once you became your greatest self, you're thinking about the narcissist and thinking to yourself, wow, I wish the narcissist can see my better self. I wish they can tap into this frequency that I'm in. Why would you want someone to tap into your good frequency that took away your good frequency to begin with, and they knew they took it away from you? And they're hoping that you do take control of your own frequency, only so that they can monkey branch to you and they can act like whatever you worked hard for belongs to them. This is the whole purpose of the narcissist monkey branching from person to person, because they're hoping that you do realize what type of energy you do have, but they're hoping that you give them the control over your frequency again. So they're hoping you do understand that you have great energy so that they can come and take that energy. So this is why they monkey branch from person to person, because while each person is healing, while each person is tapping into their own frequency, the narcissist can literally watch you and stalk you and figure out ways to know what's going on in your life so that they can come back when things are going good. They're literally looking around. They're like, wait, what person can I go back to that's doing good? What person has a good frequency right now? Bad things start happening in their life, and then things might remind them of you. And then they're like, I'm gonna go back to this person because obviously all these things are happening to me. And they're tapped into the frequency that you weren't even tapped into. So they're thinking to themselves, okay, I'm getting all this bad energy, all these things keep happening to me. They must be coming from so and so. That's why they know to come to you and not their other supply, their other ex supply, past supply. They come to you because they can feel that energy is drifting away and it's coming from you because you're regaining your energy. That's when they start stalking you. They can't get in contact with you. They're driving by your house. They're leaving notes. They're sending you flowers. They're tapping into your emails. They're creating fake numbers. You know, they're trying to get tap into your frequency. They're trying to get a response from you, whether it's negative or positive. This is why people decide not to respond to the narcissist, because they're trying to preserve their frequency. They know that as soon as they open that door, they're doomed, because they know, and now the narcissist knows that you know. The narcissist knows that you're going back and forth in your thoughts between reality and the fantasy that they sold you. And they know this. They know this. They're coming back almost in a blasphemous way because you're preserving your energy. They know you're building yourself up, and then they're coming only to break it down and break your energy apart and leave you back in the sunken place basically. And they know. And when you call them out, if you open the door and you start asking questions, they start gaslighting you. Like, it's so demonic because you understand that this person is coming back for your energy, just for frequency, because they're giving you all of this energy trying to get you back. But as soon as they have you back, watch them. Watch them. They start showing you in many ways, more ways than one, that they're preserving their energy, that they're saving their energy. Watch them. Think about it. So they're coming back to take your energy even more after they've done all these blasphemous things that are like unforgivable. And you actually forgive them because you have empathy. And as soon as they have you, they're preserving their energy again, because that's the moment that they know that they've put you back to sleep. And what I find fascinating about frequency is that there's every place that you go to has a frequency. Have you guys noticed that? If you go to a park, if you go anywhere you go, it has a frequency. Even in the freeway, there's frequencies everywhere. There's frequencies in many different places, in places that people have died. You know how many people have died on freeways, on the street? Drug overdoses, or people went missing, or there's energy all around you. There's frequencies all around you that you can't see. You can go to someone's house and all of a sudden you feel down, you feel negative energy, or you feel scared or spooked out, and you're like, this feels haunted. I don't know why. I just get this bad energy here. I'm anxious. You know, there's frequency everywhere. You go visit someone that you care about, and there's someone that you don't get along with there. The frequency is off. It feels like that frequency, especially if it's their home. It feels like that frequency is even following you to the freeway, because that person's sending you that bad energy. They're sending you bad frequencies. People are sending you bad frequencies when they're talking about you. And depending on you and what your frequency is giving out, you're able to block those negative frequencies. But if you're living with hate, with wanting the narcissist to get karma, guess what? Those you're on that low frequency right along with them. This is why your frequency has to be above these people. Once you know, you know. Once you know, there's no going back. Once you know, you have to make a choice. The narcissist made their choice. They don't feel bad. You have to make a choice for yourself, for your own frequency. I also found it very interesting. I've told you guys before, but animals have frequencies. This is how they're able to communicate with each other. If you guys have heard of the 52 hertz whale, they call it the loneliest whale in the ocean. The loneliest whale, because there's not many of them. They've been around this whale. It's not many of them. I think it's like one. He's one of the loneliest whale. He's a rare breed. His frequency is sadness, loneliness, but he stands firm. He's strong. He stands alone. And he's able to send out frequencies through his mind. And animals are able to give out frequencies through their minds telepathically. You can have a whole conversation. You can have a whole conversation with people with their eye contact, with their body language. People give you frequencies just by looking at you. Just by looking at you can give you a frequency. So if you decide to walk out with some sunglasses like your X-Men, and do so, but even a look, if you're not protected, even someone's look, the way they look at you can be a frequency. How they're talking, they're gossiping, they're putting spells out there. Those are all frequencies. People calling you to, give you the 411 on bad energy. That's a frequency they're sending to you. You can have a frequency sent to you by just being at home. There could be networks in your area sending out frequencies to you that you don't even want. Your phone can be sending you a frequency. You see what I'm saying? There's frequencies everywhere, just because you can't see them. So once you know who the narcissist is, know that they know. Know that they know about the frequencies and the energies they give out. They know this. They've mastered it. Everyone's barely finding out, right? People are barely waking up. So when you're dealing with people, always think to yourself, what kind of frequencies are they giving back to me? Am I giving to them? I'm helping them, giving them a ride, and then they're treating me like I was supposed to do these things for them, or they're telling me that they would do the same for me and they have an attitude. Think about these things, you guys. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace. I hope that this message on frequencies was helpful, so that you guys can be strong enough to not allow these people to tap into your network. Don't allow these people to tap into your frequency, into your mind, into your innermost, deepest, dark thoughts, feelings. Don't let these people see you weak. Don't let the narcissist see you weak anymore. Don't let them see you shed a tear, because they know exactly what they did to you. As much as they tell people lies to believe their own lies, just like you remember exactly what happened, they remember exactly what happened. Don't let them gaslight you. Don't let them do that to you. Don't let them lower your frequency like that, you guys. If you guys are new to this channel, you guys enjoyed this video, do not forget to leave your comments down below, subscribe, share this video, you guys. Like, and I will talk to you guys on the next podcast. Love you guys. Bye.